Hey guys. So, a lot of you have probably noticed I haven't really been uploading videos recently. I haven't really been streaming recently, and I even privated my Twitter, which I haven't been using that much recently as well. Even though I've been playing a bunch of League of Legends and I have a decent ranking and everything, and people have been interested in asking me questions about the game and stuff, and having me make content or whatever. And there's a few different reasons for that. Uh, Probably the main reason, I guess, is just that I'm also a student right now and I have classes and I feel like I'm kept kind of busy from that and I can't really really be streaming or playing too much League of Legends or games in general or something while also uh, trying to focus on that. So that's one reason. And then the other reason is, something that I think it happened about 2 years ago, and it's something that I think has kind of been talked about to death by me and everyone who's kind of like close to me or a fan of me probably has heard about it to some degree. It's basically just like 2 years ago, I moved to Sweden for a job that I got on a game, an MMO, completely different game that I played and been passionate about since I was a kid. And that move for me was really difficult. I didn't really have a place to stay for like a month and a half almost. I didn't have a computer, I didn't have any friends, I didn't know anyone. And to cope with that, because I had nothing to do except my phone, I basically said stupid things with people, strangers, like they weren't really fans or friends, like much or at all, basically all of them. And those people, females, because I'm heterosexual, I suppose, I didn't send anything like nudes. I didn't receive anything like nudes. I didn't like meet anyone or do anything sexual in real life. Um, they were uh, around my age or a little older, a little younger. Like it was really a range of people. I didn't really care that much about who I spoke to. It wasn't like a big deal to me. Like there was nobody below the age of like 16 or whatever uh, around, because it was just like, I mean, I don't even know why you could even find someone that young to talk to in the first place. But it's just like, it'd be really weird. But it's just like I was basically barely an adult, and I was struggling emotionally. I was lonely, and I was being stupid and reckless, trying to cope. And I had lots of dumb interactions that I'm not proud of. I don't support. I don't condone. I don't encourage. Like I don't think people should really. I don't think like you know. I don't think it was as crazy or as serious or whatever as people tried to like hunt me down for it being. You know, but at the same time, it was cropped and it was narrated against me in a way that like I can understand why people might have that reaction, especially people who are insecure themselves about maybe their own kind of behaviors like that, or if they've had experiences with other people being like that or something. It's a whole, or if they're just generally frustrated with themselves and want to attack someone that they feel safe attacking, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? Like some people want to attack someone just because they are not happy with themselves, and attacking another person just feels like a release for them. It isn't really, but like on some level in their head it feels like. So it's something that's followed me around for a long time. It's been 2 years now since this happened, and it's still like, and if I'm playing Legends, if I show up anywhere, if I show up on Twitter, YouTube, whatever, anywhere on the internet, there will always be people harassing me, abusing me, or accusing me of things that I've never even done, like trying to stretch things like crazy. um so it's just it's pretty negative and everything. And I've thought a lot recently about how that experience is for me, and if I should really even like continue streaming or doing anything, like even though I'm decent at League and whatever. School is also important, but at the same time also it's just like I hate that if I'm doing content or anything, it feels like implicitly everyone who is supporting me has to kind of like somehow like justify to themselves that they're supporting someone despite the fact that they're this horrendous person that they believe me to be, or they have to work through this big mental like puzzle where they have to like, okay, well, like this type of behavior isn't good and there's these reasons, but this is why this is slightly different and in this way, and this isn't quite that and whatever. And I think that's like a lot of effort, and I think it's really like not even really that good of a thing to do necessarily. Maybe a good exercise in critical thinking at most, but it's just like not something that I think people should need to do in any way. It like just that's not the focus. The focus is supposed to be League of Legends, by I don't know, video games or whatever other subject I'm discussing, like nutrition or technology or whatever. So yeah, it kind of sucks, and I think everyone who's fan of me knows about all this, how much this sucks and everything. And I thought for a long time, Also, basically for like this name, Super Metroid, it's just the name of a video game. Like I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Super Metroid, but it's a Super Nintendo game. It's a really good game, really fantastic game. Even one of the best games ever made, if you ask me. That I played when I was like 4. It's an old game. Like it came out before I was even born. But I just took this name like 6 years ago or 7 years ago or something because I didn't really like my old name that I had made when I was a little kid. Like I'm not a huge fan of that name. I guess I made it when I was like 7 or something. Even though I still use that name a little bit in some places these days, not anymore. But at the time, um, and I've thought about this for like 5, 6, whatever plus years. Like I should probably get to a new name at some point. This is a cool name and everything. It's a really nice novelty name and shit. And I love Super Metroid, but at the same time, like, it's not really good for branding. It's not really good for like becoming known as a specific person. Like it's just the name of a game. You know what I mean? But I've had a really hard time also with coming up with any kind of new name. And I also feel like if I do come up with a new name, even if it's a great name and everything, if I just change my stuff to that, there'll be tons of people that will follow me around trying to harass me and say like, "Oh yeah, you trying to change your name, you piece of shit," like whatever, you know. And I get it. A lot of people are kind of like almost like radicalized into thinking that I'm like really like way past anything that I've ever done. Like I'm not you know some guy who like raped a bunch of people. I'm barely even an adult who flirted with a bunch of people that were on average probably a half a year older than me or something, but like there were people that were a few years younger, like, and I don't feel like that's entirely appropriate, but I don't want to like, I don't think it should be like blown out of proportion as if it's something crazy. uh it's just like, let's be realistic or whatever. But and not only that, but like the flirting, like some people are like, oh look how terrible it is, but it's just like I was really clear, really upfront, really upfront about like, yeah, I'm just being stupid right now, this isn't really that appropriate, like don't take it too seriously or anything. Like those people pretended that I never said those things, even though I said them to death, like maybe 10 plus times. I was like, yeah, sorry, like I'm being really dumb right now, you don't need to talk to me if you don't want to, like this is really stupid, and like honestly like not really like that appropriate or whatever, like you know what I mean. So they can't pretend like I was somehow like super freaking literal or whatever. But I just want to forget about all that. I've talked about this too many times. I don't like talking about this. It's not interesting. You know what I mean? And it's not even anyone else's business. Like this is like something I should be thinking about myself, not to other people. Like having conversations on stream or on YouTube or whatever. Like it's something that I on League. It's like I just like have to deal with it because it's just being forced down my throat by other people who are just angry. All right, I'm trying to cut to the chase. I've been having trouble like deciding how I could possibly communicate this best. Basically, I'm not sure if I should change my Twitch and my YouTube and whatever to a different name, my League to a different name, and just be like, okay, we're gonna put this behind, I guess. But like anyone who wants to trace me to my new identity can just do that really easily. Or if I should just completely cease to exist on this identity at all and just never show up on it ever again. You know what I mean? And just make a new identity where, like, for as long as I can or whatever, I try to just not be me in any way, like not traceably be me in any way. So people can at most maybe hypothetically like hypothesize that it might be me based on the fact that maybe I play some Vi or whatever, but like that's it. And yeah, like I'm not sure how to go about it. I have some time before I really have to make much of a decision about this because I barely have any time to stream or anything anyways. But it's just like in the summer I might want to spend some time doing streams or anything, but I'm not sure if I really want to like have people trailing me, trying to poison anybody that hangs out in my streams or anything like it is right now. Like right now, if you come try to hang out with me if I'm streaming or if I'm like in my freaking comment section or my Twitter or anything, you literally like you're like, hey man, I like that vibe play, and someone will be like, hey, did you know that that guy is like a fucking crazy whatever, like just try to like basically poison that person's opinion of me, like as if they feel like some sort of moral responsibility to you know just try to ruin everything around me as much as they can. Like it's kind of crazy, and I sort of understand where they're coming from. Like I feel like I'm going in circles a little bit, but it's just like it's tough. Okay, I don't even want someone to have to go through that. I think that's unhealthy. Like, wow, okay, I thought this guy was, seemed like a decent person and whatever. Now I have to like realize that like maybe like anybody I talk to could somehow be like this crazy person that this other person's trying to say that this person is. You know what I mean? Like, I would really like to avoid that completely if I could, but it's just like it feels really hard. And I think as a result of all this, like the community that I've kind of been left with and everything, because some people don't show up anymore, and that's fine, I guess. Is kind of toxic, for me at least. Like I feel like it's a lot of people that are like too defensive of me, or people that are not even really like they have a lot of issues of their own, and like they see me as somehow justifying those or something, or like it's just weird. It's awkward. So I don't know. Like maybe I want to avoid that completely. Honestly, like I'd really like if I do content in the future, I'd really like it to just have people that just are there because they like my play or my take on the game and they want to hear about it. At most. You know. Um, and yeah, so I don't know, and I'd really like to hear what you guys think about this. Um, hear your thoughts on what you think I should do, like what you think would be best. Um, since I kind of have some time to think on it as well, and I haven't really made any sort of decision. There's always the choice also of just not doing any content anymore ever, and maybe I could just never play again anymore if I want to as well. I mean, but like I'm bored, and I like competing in strategy games and stuff. So it's like League of Legends is, you know, still somehow I have a lot of issues with the game, but it's still somehow the premier place to compete in a strategy game. So for the time being, it's and I kind of miss some of the positive aspects of streaming and everything, that I used to enjoy, a few years ago and everything, with like just having a nice community that we could hang out and talk about games, and I could meet other people that like the same types of games as me or whatever. And I kind of wish, I kind of wish things could just be like not so negative and abusive all the time, I guess. So anyways, yeah, I feel kind of bad, dropping this on people, but at the same time, it's just like I don't know what else to do right now, and I kind of want to hear what some people have to say. So yeah, let me know what you think, and that's it for the video. Sorry for rambling a bit. I probably wasted a couple minutes, but yeah, take care, guys. Thanks for watching.